Welcome back to my channel, Happy, Healthy, Whole. Today I want to talk about fathers. Specifically, I want to talk about fathers in my subculture, which is an African American culture. I do understand that this dynamic doesn't necessarily exist in other subcultures, but it's something that needs to be addressed. A lot of our young men grow up without fathers, without their fathers, or have grown up without their fathers. Some of it is due to prison sentences that are extensive or were extensive throughout the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s due to the drug culture. Some of it is just bad choices that we make when we're young. A man made a bad decision with a woman, somebody that he couldn't interact with, couldn't communicate with, and lost the opportunity to spend time with his child when it was needed. I'm talking about this today because I saw an explosion recently between two grown men, which are father and son, a 33-year-old man and a 54-year-old man. And I can understand both sides of the coin, because the problem was you weren't there for me when I was growing up. You weren't a father to me, so don't tell me how to father my child. You were not an intricate part of my life, so don't come and tell me now how I should be living or what I should be doing, so to speak, from the 30-year-old. From the 50-year-old's point of view, now this man was neither in jail or away from his child. He was working. Let me not say he wasn't away from his child, because he and the mother were separated, okay? And he chose to give more care to his girls, to his daughters, than to his son when his son was growing up. There was a time frame where he took this young man in, but he didn't provide that young man with any structure. He thought his actions was good enough. Like his son seeing him getting up, going to work should be enough to know, to teach him to say, hey, you need to get up and go to work. Hey, you need to get up and go to school. Hey, you need to get up. I'm getting up, you should get up, kind of thing. And I understand the idea of lead by example. I really do. But sometimes kids need verbal affirmations. They need verbal structure. They need a parent that's going to lay down the law, so to speak. You can't just, not with all kids. Some kids you can do that with. They will follow your example. But some kids, you got to go the extra mile with. You can't just say, well, you see me doing this, you get up, you do it too. It's just the way it is. So now this young man is a grown man, and his father doesn't understand why he's not functional in the world, so to speak. Like I said, I can understand both sides of the coin. I understand Daddy did what he thought he was supposed to do as a man, which was get up and go to work and provide. He didn't think that there should be any hand holding and this and that. And man, get up, man, I'm gonna drop you off at school. If he say, hey, it's time to get up, get ready, go to school, he expects you to get up, get ready, and get up and get out there and go to school. But with his daughters, he walked them to school. He held their hands. He was a little bit more involved, so to speak. I don't know why, because it's opposite for some fathers. Some fathers don't know how to interact with their daughters, you know. But I thought it was important to do this video because what I want to say to the 30-year-olds, the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds that's out there that feel like their fathers were not there for them or did not provide the structure that they needed or did not give them the advice that they needed as a man or to grow into manhood. I want to say to you, we can't rewrite the past. If there was something that's back in your past that you feel like you were lacking and you didn't get, nobody can go back and give it to you now. There's no need in arguing, fussing, and fighting with your parents now about something that you didn't get. They can't go back and give it to you now. So what you have to do as a grown man in this world, and I'm talking to my young men, you have to make a plan to better yourself. You have to make a plan to move forward. Hanging that over your father's head, that's not going to put food on your table. That's not going to provide for your offspring. It's not. And you're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to salute, and you have to get out there and get it, regardless of what you didn't receive as a child. Now you are a man, you know right from wrong, and you know what it takes to survive. And even if you have to do something that you don't necessarily want to do, mothers do it every day. We go to jobs that we hate every day for our kids. You know how many single mothers work at McDonald's? You know how many single mothers pull trash at the hospital? You know how many single mothers serve trays to patients? It may not be, that's probably not what they want to do with their lives, but they do it. Why? Because they got kids at the house. And I need for my young men to understand this too. It may not be the job you want. You may not even enjoy it. But you need to do something to solidify yourself to be able to provide for those kids that you've helped to bring into this world. It's only fair to them. Okay? That's what I have to say to the young man. Regardless of what you didn't get, there's still a responsibility owed to the children that you fathered. To the fathers out there, this is what I have to say to you. An apology goes a long way. Ownership. Ownership in your shortcomings. Ownership and acknowledgement of those shortcomings goes a long way in healing and for the enrichment of that child. Because although 30 or 25 or although the age, they still are your babies. They are still your responsibility. And if you see them off track, it is still a conversation that needs to be had. Not at a yelling and screaming octave, but a sit down and let me talk to you, son. Let me apologize to you if you feel that you were lacking in any way. If you feel that there was something that I could have provided that I didn't know that I should have been providing, I apologize for my shortcomings. And you can heal What's hindering that child from moving forward and being strong in this world the way that they need to? All of the relationships may not be able to be reconciled, but forgiveness is ever present. So try. For my fathers and for my young men that feel as though their fathers let them down, put forth an effort, because we need to change this for the next generation. I mean it.